Your radio crackles. Something huge just hit the North Tower. You are 3 bites into breakfast at Engine 54 when the bell rings. Boots hit the floor. Turnout gear goes on in under a minute. Captain Russo shouts one word. Move. By the time your truck turns onto West Street, black smoke is pouring from a gash near the 90th floor. Paper is falling from the sky like snow. Somewhere above that fire, hundreds of people are still at their desks, waiting for someone to come get them. Your crew has one job today. Go up, get them out, come back down. You do not know yet that a second plane is 4 minutes away. You do not know that a captain named Russo will make one call tonight that saves your life. You only know the tower ahead of you is burning, and you are about to walk straight into it. Your air tank alone weighs 30 pounds. Your full gear weighs 60. You are about to carry all of it up 90 flights of stairs against a tide of people running the other way. Pull back. But to understand how you got here, you need to go back to before any of this had a name. It is Tuesday, the 11th of September, 2001. The sky over Brooklyn is the kind of clear blue you only get a handful of mornings a year. You have been a firefighter for 9 years. You know the sound of every alarm in this firehouse, and you know the men around this table better than you know most of your own family. Captain Frank Russo runs Engine 50 for the way he runs everything. Loud, blunt, and fair. He has led this company for over a decade. This morning he is arguing about football scores with the rookie and losing badly. You have run thousands of calls together. Kitchen fires, car wrecks, the occasional false alarm that drags everyone out of bed for nothing. This morning feels like any other. Coffee, toast, a newspaper someone left folded open on the bench. Then the bell rings twice, then a third time. 3 bells means this is not routine. The dispatcher's voice comes through flat and fast. A plane has struck the World Trade Center. Nobody in the room says a word. Russo is already moving toward the rig, pulling his coat on as he walks. You climb aboard Engine 54 with 5 other men. The door slams shut. The siren starts before you have even found your seat. Through the windscreen, past the buildings of Lower Manhattan. You can already see it, a column of black smoke climbing into that perfect blue sky, higher than anything else in the city. Russo keys the radio. His voice does not shake. Whatever is up there, he says, we are going to go get it. You check your air tank. You check your Halligan bar. You run through the same routine you have run through 100 times before. Your hands are steady. You have told yourself it 1,000 times before a job, and it has always been true. This time, you are not sure it will be. You keep a photograph of your daughter clipped inside your helmet. You touch it once out of habit before you climb aboard. 9 years on the job has taught you that mornings like this one rarely stay ordinary for long, and this one already feels different in a way you cannot name yet. Segment word count, 381. Before you go further, if stepping inside history like this is what you're here for, subscribe to POV Chronicles right now. Every story on this channel puts you inside a real moment from the past, researched carefully and brought to life with careful cinematic detail. Now back to the story. The truck stops 2 blocks from the tower, as close as it can get through the debris field. You step down onto a street littered with paper, glass, and pieces of the building facade. The air tastes like burning metal. Above you, flames are pouring from a gash near the 94th floor. You can feel the heat from the ground, even at this distance. Russo leads your company through the revolving doors into the lobby. Marble that was pristine an hour ago is now cracked and scattered with debris. Sprinklers rain down from the ceiling in a fine mist. A line of fire wardens and police officers funnels a steady river of office workers toward the exits. 54th floor and above. Fire is still spreading. A chief shouts near the command post. We need bodies in that stairwell, now. You sling your air tank higher onto your shoulders. 60 pounds of gear presses into you before you have climbed a single step. Russo taps your helmet once. It means the same thing it always means. Stay close. You enter stairwell B and start climbing. By the 10th floor, your legs are already burning. Civilians stream past you going the other way, hundreds of them calm and orderly, pressing against the wall to let your company pass. God bless you, a woman says as you pass the 20th floor. She is crying, but she keeps moving down without stopping. An older man on crutches pauses at the 30th floor landing. 2 off-duty firefighters are already carrying him between them. You nod once and keep climbing past. By the 40th floor, your radio crackles with static. Then a voice you do not expect to hear. Second plane. Second plane hit the south tower. Nobody on the stairs says anything for a moment. Then Russo's voice cuts through, steady as ever. That changes nothing for us. Eyes forward. Keep moving. You keep moving. Floor 41. Floor 42. Your lungs pull hard against the inside of your mask with every breath. Sweat runs down your back beneath 60-pound of turnout gear. This was never an accident. Somewhere below you, on a street you can no longer see, an entire city has just understood that in the space of a single sentence. You do not have time to understand it yourself. You only have floors left to climb, and people still waiting above them. Somewhere behind you on the stairs, another company from a different firehouse is climbing too, their captain calling out floor numbers to keep everyone moving at the same steady pace. You do not know their names. Today, it does not matter. At the 47th floor, you hear it. A voice, thin and desperate, coming from behind a collapsed section of drywall near a stairwell door. Help! Please, someone. I'm stuck in here. You stop mid-step. Russo stops behind you. 2 other firefighters keep climbing past, following the plan, but you and your partner, a firefighter named Ortiz, peel off through the shattered doorway. The office beyond is dark, choked with dust and drifting smoke. A ceiling panel has come down across a woman's legs, pinning her beneath a fallen filing cabinet. Her name tag reads Sarah Chun. She looks about 30, covered head to foot in white dust, her eyes wide with fear. You're gonna be fine, you tell her. You do not know if that is true. You say it anyway, because right now it is the only thing that matters. Ortiz braces a cabinet with both hands. You work your Halligan bar under the edge and lever it upward. Inch by inch, muscles straining against the weight. Sarah screams once as her leg finally comes free, then goes quiet, breathing hard against the pain. Your radio erupts with a burst of overlapping voices, all talking at once. Something about the South Tower. The words are broken up, unclear, drowned by static and shouting from a dozen different companies. Say again. Russo barks into his handy-talkie. Say again, over. No clean answer comes back. Just noise and a long, uneasy silence. You get an arm under Sarah's shoulder and pull her carefully upright. She can put weight on the leg, barely, wincing with every shift. Ortiz takes her other side. We need to move, Russo says. His voice has changed. Not panic. Something quieter and worse than panic. You start toward the stairwell door. Sarah supported between you and Ortiz. The building groans somewhere far above. A long, low sound you feel to the floor before you actually hear it. Dust sifts down from the ceiling tiles above your heads. A light fixture swings gently though nobody nearby has touched it. What was that? Sarah asks, her voice barely above a whisper. You do not answer, because you genuinely do not know. You only know that whatever it was, you do not want to still be on the 47th floor when it happens again. Ortiz wraps a torn strip of cloth around Sarah's leg, tight enough to slow the bleeding. She grips your forearm and does not let go, her knuckles white beneath the dust. You radio your position to Russo before moving her, so command knows exactly where your company stands on the floor. Halfway down the next flight, your radio finally breaks clear enough to make out actual words. All units, South Tower has collapsed. Repeat, South Tower is down. The stairwell goes silent, except for footsteps and Sarah's ragged breathing beside you. Down is down. You do not ask how something that size simply stops existing. You do not have time to ask anyone anything. Russo's voice cracks through the radio traffic like a whip. Everybody out. Now. Command is ordering full evacuation. All units, all floors, immediately. Ortiz looks at you across Sarah's shoulders. You look at Sarah, barely able to stand on her own injured leg. 47 floors is a very long way down for someone who cannot fully walk on her own. We carry her, Russo says. It is not phrased as a question. You get your shoulder further under Sarah's arm. Ortiz takes the other side, adjusting his grip. Between the two of you, her feet barely touch each step, as you half carry, half drag her down the stairwell as fast as you safely can. Floor 40, floor 38. The building trembles again, longer this time, and fine dust rains from a new crack that is open along the stairwell wall. Keep moving, Russo says from somewhere just behind you, his voice tight now. Do not stop for anything, no matter what you hear. Sarah's breathing turns ragged and shallow. I can't, she says between gasps. I can't keep doing this. You tell her firmly. You already are doing it right now. The second, floor 25, floor 20. Other firefighters pass you on the stairs, some heading down like you, a few still climbing upward, following orders given before the evacuation call had reached them. Russo shouts at every single one he passes. Get out! Get everyone out! Now, now, now! The lights flicker once, then hold steady. By floor 12, your legs have gone past burning into something numb and purely mechanical. Sarah stopped trying to walk entirely and simply lets you and Ortiz carry her full weight between you. Your lungs feel like they are pulling in embers instead of air. The stairwell door of the ground floor is jammed half open, blocked by fallen debris. Ortiz kicks it the rest of the way open and daylight spills through the gap, along with a thick wall of gray dust from outside. Go, Russo shouts. Go, 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 do not look back. You half carry Sarah through the doorway and into the lobby. The marble floor that was pristine this morning is now buried under inches of ash and shattered glass. Somewhere above you, a sound begins that you will never fully be able to describe to anyone afterward. A deep, tearing groan, like the building has finally decided it has had enough. You pass a fire extinguisher lying abandoned on a landing, its pin still pulled, as if someone dropped it mid-thought and kept running. You step over it without breaking stride. Russo counts heads out loud as you descend past each landing, refusing to let a single number slip past him unspoken. Mechanism 5, time marker. You're less than 90 seconds, and you do not know it yet. The lobby is chaos. Police, firefighters, and civilians all moving toward the doors at once, everyone aware without being told that something enormous is about to happen directly above their heads. You push through the revolving door with Sarah's weight still braced between you and Ortiz. Outside, West Street is a scene you genuinely do not have words for. Ash coats everything in sight. Emergency vehicles sit abandoned at odd angles across the road. People run in every direction at once, shouting things you cannot make out. Then the sound above you changes completely. A crack, sharp and enormous, followed by a roar that does not stop building. It's coming down, someone screams nearby. The tower is coming down. Russo grabs your collar and shoves you sideways toward the shelter of a parking structure half a block away. You do not let go of Sarah for a second. Ortiz does not either. The three of you run together as a wall of gray dust rolls down the street behind you, swallowing cars, swallowing daylight, swallowing everything in its path. You reach the mouth of the parking structure a half second before the cloud does. Russo pulls all three of you behind a concrete pillar as the world outside turns white, then gray, then completely black. For a moment, there is no sound at all except your own breathing inside your mask and Sarah's fingers gripping your arm hard enough to leave a bruise. Then, slowly, the roar fades into an eerie, total hush. Ash drifts down like snow, silent and endless, coating everything the exact color of bone. You lower Sarah gently onto a low concrete step. Her leg is bleeding through her trouser leg, but she is alive and breathing and looking at you like she cannot quite believe either of those things is still true. The tower, she says quietly. The whole tower. Russo steps to the edge of the structure and looks out at the gray, unrecognizable world beyond it. For a long moment, he does not say anything at all. Then he keys his radio, his voice steady even now, even after everything. Engine 54 to command. We have survivors here. We need medical assistance west side, VC and west, as soon as possible. Somewhere behind that steady voice, you know Russo has already started counting the men and women who went up that stairwell with other companies today. People he has known for years, some of them decades. You do not ask him for the number. You already know you do not want to hear it yet. You sit down next to Sarah on the concrete step. Your gear soaked through with sweat and ash. Your hands finally starting to shake now that there is nothing left to hold steady for. You made it out. You know exactly how close you came to not making it. Your ears are ringing from the sound of the collapse. It takes a full minute before you can hear Sarah's voice again clearly beside you, asking if you're hurt. In the days that follow, you go back, not into the towers. There is nothing standing to go back into, but to the site itself, to help search through what remains of two buildings that stood over 1,000 feet tall that morning. You think about Sarah more than you expect to. In the weeks afterward, you never learn what happened to her leg, whether it healed properly, whether she ever went back into an office again. Some stories end mid-sentence, and eventually you have to learn to live with that. 343 firefighters did not make it out of those towers that day. You knew some of them personally. You will carry that weight quietly every single day for the rest of your life. If this story moved you even slightly, that is exactly why POV Chronicles exists, to put you inside history, not just tell you about it. Subscribe to POV Chronicles right now. Step into the next story with us. Hit like if that final stairwell, with Sarah barely able to stand, hit you the way it hit us researching it. And drop a comment below. First, what would you have done in that stairwell, going up while everyone else was coming down? Second, let us know where in the world you're watching this from.